All right. Hey, what's going on out there, everybody? It is Craig Harris, the black man in the green chair, and I am back with a PORCHLyTE podcast. This is kind of impromptu, and this will be short. A couple general announcements, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the news real quick. Then I'm going to get on out of here. A lot of college football on, and I'm still watching halftime of a lot of the games. So I'll run through it. First of all, I hope everybody's had a good weekend, I've had a blast. I've been tailgating since 8:30 this morning. A bunch of friends of mine came up for the Florida-Kentucky game. So certainly hope they're still having a good time. As you can tell, I'm feeling no pain right now on the PORCHLyTE. It feels like I am just sitting out there with a rocking chair, just having a good time. But had to leave the game. I was getting a little bit too buzzed. My ride came and picked me up. So you know how that goes. It is what it is. So, yes, I'm always trash at fighting games. But real quick, I got an email from Google. Interact in the chat. I don't know what had happened before. I don't know why it had happened. But for some reason, I could not even get over to you guys to talk to you all in the chat. So, but shout out to everybody that's here. Shout out to everybody that's watching. Again, this is a quick one. Up to everybody. What's up, J-Dog and Karate Legends and Savage? How you doing? Shout out to everybody. Let me hit this pause. Okay, what's going on, Halo Storm? I see you, brother. How you doing? Just real quick to go through this. What had happened with the channel was I just switched it to night viewing, and it being YouTube would not even let me do that. I had to actually fax them. So Echo, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I got everything off, brother. Let me listen to it again. It being YouTube would not. That sounds good. That I had to actually. All right, let's go now. Okay. All right, but yeah. So real quick, I'd actually fax YouTube to see what was going on, but apparently it was just part of their update. Another podcast called the PORCHLyTE Podcast. That's a separate channel, I should say. I hooked up with Iron Wolf and J-Dub the other night, and we went over some gaming topics, things like that. Big shout out to PORCHLyTE17. Go check his Portal's Point podcast that he had today. I'm going to touch on some of the same things. What has happened with YouTube, what has happened is that, one, everybody's videos have been demonetized, literally. And so you can do a sponsorship through YouTube, and you can sponsor different people. I don't know how that works. Just so you know, if you see anything weird popping up on people's channels, that's what it is. And that just started a day or two ago. So you can click on that. You can go online and find out more on how that was working and how that's not working. People have asked me about it, and I'm still going to do podcasting no matter what. So, but again, I do have a Patreon, which I'm going to probably get rid of. So shout out to everybody that donated on the Patreon, and I'm just going to move everything to PayPal. So anybody wants to donate anything, be on PayPal. That's all it is. So, but let me move on from that. So, several people have asked me about the PayPal, and it's PayPal, me, Craig Harris. Check it out. That's it. But so I actually have a channel called the PORCHLyTE Podcast. What I'm going to do, and I'm making this general announcement right now, all the PORCHLyTE podcasting will be on that channel. It will be on that channel. And also on that channel, and big shout out to Iron Wolf because he was on the PORCHLyTE the other night. I'm going to do if you're interested in the movie Black Panther, the Marvel movie that's coming out in a couple of months, to be out in February, I'm going to start a 100-day panel on Black Panther. Now, it will start exactly 100 days from release date, which I'm assuming we're going to get a release date during the Thor Ragnarok trailer. not trailer, but movie. They should announce when Black Panther's coming out right after Thor Ragnarok hits. So anybody who wants to be on the Black Panther panel, direct message me, let me know. I'm looking for 3 to 5 people. It will be on that comic book, and we'll expand it into, I'm trying to expand it from there to see how that goes, and then we'll see the look to expand it from there. So anybody, again, this is for anybody who wants to be on that panel. That will be a movie topic panel, however. And so everybody that understands that means that movies that you have seen, maybe I have seen, we can talk about it. It will concentrate mostly on the comic book stuff. So Marvel stuff, DC stuff, TV shows, movies, stuff like that. That's what that podcast is going to be under, but it's still going to be on the other channel. Okay, that will be on the other channel. Craig's Corner, that's what this YouTube channel will always be, Craig's Corner. Okay, I'm just doing a PORCHLyTE podcast tonight because I want to make an announcement to everybody. What's going on, Frozen Magna? But that's starting with that. Also, I'm going to do a PORCHLyTE Pod Politic channel. It's going to be PORCHLyTE Pod Politic. It will also be on, of course, the PORCHLyTE Podcast YouTube page. It's a political channel. Doesn't mean, okay, let me make this clear. It doesn't matter what your political affiliation is. You can be apolitical. If you want to be a part of that panel, direct message me. We will go over political topics. And again, it's First Amendment. Nobody's going to get shut down or muted. Okay. It's going to be on politics. So, but that's what it's called. So it will cover political aspects. I've got my view on it. It's okay to disagree. It is absolutely okay to disagree with my point of view. So I just want to put that out there. So, but that's what that, and then of course I'm going to be doing the urban legends and the UFO and stuff like that on the PORCHLyTE podcast. So that the PORCHLyTE podcast will be 3 different things. We'll cover some gaming with the movie stuff, and then we'll go over the we'll go over the other stuff as far as, you know, what I call urban legend stuff. So that's the way that's going to go. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to expand the channel. This is the best way for me to know how to do it, is just add different topics. And yeah, there's going to be people who like some and who don't like other topics. I get that. That's why I started a second channel. So, but that's what that channel's about. Okay, the PORCHLyTE podcast. After tonight, let me make this clear. I'll still do gaming topics. If they're pertinent, but it will predominantly be political, the movie stuff, then urban legends. So, and that's what the PORCHLyTE will predominantly be about. Now, let me make it clear. Anybody who and the PC podcast is going to happen on there too. I almost forgot about that. So those 4 things are going to be part of the PORCHLyTE podcast. So again, I can tell you now, the PC podcast will only be every other week, 1 day a week. So I'm just looking for 2 to 3 people, and it will be PC only. Okay, and it's going to be for people who are building a PC, who have a medium, what you would call a mid-level to low PC, and things like that. So, and it'll be a short podcast. That'll be a half-hour to 45-minute podcast. So I've already asked Savage Yuga to be part of that. Hopefully he says yes, depending on his schedule. So, but then we'll work the schedule and things out. I'm trying to bring in, again, people who have PC only on that one. So, but moving ahead. So everybody understands that. And I did forget to drop a link, of course, in the description of this one. So what I'll do on Monday, which will be Craig's Corner, and I'm going to try to have on a guest. I'm trying to get Titanfall Princess to come on Monday afternoon. So, you know, the noon to 1 o'clock slot Eastern time. So if that works itself out, look for that podcast on Monday at noon. If she can't make it, however, if the guest cannot make it, I'll still do a podcast to see what happened this weekend and things like that. So, but moving ahead, that's what I'm going to do. So I see you tried the 4K burrito today. Okay, so that's cool. Yeah. So yeah, moving ahead, we'll start with some of the gaming news, and I'll start with PS4 Plus in October. They're looking to add possibly a lot of horror type of games, not horrible games, horror type of games. So Resident Evil, look for that. Look for some Resident Evil, which is cool, which is fine, you know. So that'll be fun to see how that goes. They're looking to do. Let me see. So yeah, let me do that. All right. So somebody text me, but so look for a Resident Evil game by Sony to do that. So and Microsoft may try to do some horror type games too. So, but be on the lookout for those type of games. Halloween coming up. Of course, the big release next month, Gran Turismo, which is predominantly going to be online. So I've had to take a pause on that. I had to look more into what's going to be offered online. Let me make that clear, you know, because you know me, I much rather play offline than online. So for Gran Turismo, that's kind of a caution flag. Now I had to do some research on what exactly they're exactly going to have on there. So but we'll check that out at some point. I'm gonna be digging into that over the weekend, probably tomorrow, because you can tell by my voice I am buzzed pretty good. So I don't tell me what I ate. We had everything out there today, guys. We had 15 pounds of catfish to grill and smoke. We had smoked gator. We had everything. I mean, we had everything out there, including alcohol. Brutal. Woodford Reserve. Ain't no shame in my game. Woodford Reserve for everybody. So, and shout out to everybody out there and people watching the game. So, but we'll move on here. So look for the October releases to be horror type of games. Even if they bring some old horror games back, just stuff like that. Of course, the big releases, Gran Turismo, I believe, releases in October. So does Assassin's Creed. All right. Moving on. Of course, Xbox X news. Xbox X is selling okay. All this stuff that's on Twitter and stuff like that about it being sold out. There's certain outlets that it has sold out first, because the way they do it is they have certain pools of Xboxes available. Once they sell out in certain points, they just move into the other pool. But what I want to announce about the Xbox X is this weekend, it was available in certain parts of the country in the United States. The closest to me was Dayton, Ohio, at Dayton Mall. So I'm waiting to hear back from somebody tomorrow morning on how that went. I'll announce this now. I did pre-order. Let me make this clear. I pre-ordered an Xbox X because my understanding is that from D-Batch, from @D-Batch, everybody's favorite YouTuber, Assassin's Creed is supposed to be 1080p 60 from Ubisoft. So we're going to wait and see, because we should be getting an Assassin's Creed announcement here in the next week or two on the final resolution of the game. And if they've got a 1080p 60 mode, I may go ahead and just keep the pre-order. If they don't, I'm gonna cancel it, because if I'm gonna do 4K 30 or 30 FPS, I'll just keep I'll keep it on the Pro. So, which leads me into the next step, which is the Nintendo Switch getting abused over the last 48 hours for being 30 FPS on Doom and a couple other games. And I'm here to tell you guys that if you want a console, 30 FPS is what the developers are shooting for. Yes, there are some games that are 60 FPS. I'm not here to deny that, but a majority, and I want to say about 75 to 80% of the games aren't going to hit 60 FPS. If you want 60 FPS, then you need to look into having a PC. And whether your PC can do 800p 60, 1080p 60, whatever, 1200, 1400p. You all know me. I have said several times I would prefer 1440p 60 mid to high settings on all games. On all games. But that's not, I understand with a console, 60 is not where I'm going to be at. If I'm at 60, fine, I'll take it. okay? But I just want the game to be smooth. Forza Horizon 3 is 30 FPS. It's arguably regarded as the better driving game in the Forza series. And you need to understand the Motorsport series is 60 FPS. It is 60 FPS, but yet most people that have the Forza series that like it and have it on the Xbox, they prefer 30 on the Horizon series. Don't ask me why, that's just their opinion. But I've downloaded the Forza 7 demo, and I will be able to test that out myself. I've got the 7 demo, I've got Forza 5, so I'll be able to check it out all by myself to see how that rolls. Also, on the Sony side with a driving game, Drive Club is 30 FPS. Now, it may be a little bit higher in VR. It may be higher in VR, just like Gran Turismo. It may be higher in VR, but I'm not for sure. And I'm not getting a VR. Shout out to everybody who has VR and, the people that adopted it, because, again, Sony has gone in both feet with VR. So, but nevertheless, if you are, I don't understand this, and maybe somebody can explain to me at some point, I don't know why console cats want 60 frames per second on all their games. All right, you're compromising with the console. They're giving you 1440p games, they're giving you 1800p games. So you're getting PC graphical games. Now you're not getting the performance. This is where the PC will always outshine, outdone, whatever you want to call it. It will always have an advantage because you can go get if you got a 1050 NVIDIA card, you can go and get a 1060 or a 1070 and then be at a better frame rate and graphics on that. You can run from, you may be at 62 you may be at 50 frames per second, get a 1060 and be up to 60. You know what I'm saying? And then be at, 1440p 60. And then you can be like, all right, I'm done. And then I can run everything on mid to high settings. So it's no wrong either way. But again, if you're it's a console. So the Nintendo Switch being beaten up because Doom is 30 frames per second. Again, I understand if you want to go at it because of the price. Again, Doom is an older game. The price should be cheaper. I think it's still selling for $60. Still selling for $59 or $60. So you all know what I mean. You can argue that it should not be that much because it's an older game. But understand, you'll be able to play that game on the go. That's what the Switch, that's what Nintendo's targeting, is people who are wanting to play everywhere. So, and again, it doesn't matter to me. I don't have a Switch. I've said it before, but shout out to everybody that's got one. Which will lead me to ultimately one of the last things, which is the PS5 specs, which I have been told what they're looking to do. And all I can simply say at this point is once Sony announces that, and the announcement is, as far as an announcement versus when it's going to be released, there's going to be some time in between that. They're not going to make an official announcement until the PlayStation 4 ultimately slows down. Okay? So don't know if it will or not. It's still selling well. It is still selling well. So, but with that said, however, you can expect the PS5 to be more powerful than anything else on market. That's all I can tell you. It will be more powerful to have a better CPU. It'll have a better CPU than a Pro, and a better GPU than the Pro. So that's where that's going to be. Now, where it will be able to do that, when, that's the question. And yeah, Michael Pachter saying one thing, Sony saying another thing. I will always lean with the developer of the console, and I believe an announcement is coming probably next E3. Now, when it hits the shelves, that'll be 2018, 2020, something like that. Because that is, the other consoles we have now came out in 13, Q4 13. You can expect this Q4 20. So that's just 7 years. And then you can expect the PlayStation, because they did announce at Tokyo Gaming Show that PlayStation is right at 61 million consoles sold, give or take. I think 66 million shipped, 61 million sold, something like that. So, or 60.4. I can't really remember the number, but I'm just rounding it up to 61. It may be lower than 61. Don't crucify me if I got that number wrong, but it's somewhere in that. It's less than, I think it's around 61 million, but maybe less. We'll have to wait and see. So, but that was it, guys. Honestly, I wanted to really talk about what I was doing with the PORCHLyTE as far as how it was going to start working and how the PORCHLyTE. Now, what am I going to be talking about? I will always let you guys know at least 2 days in advance the time and what the topic is for the PORCHLyTE podcast. So, and again, it'll still be some gaming, but if let's just say I'm gonna do, I don't know, Black Panther news for the movie Black Panther, that will always be the crux of the subject. And if there's a news story with gaming, if there's 2 or 3 news stories with gaming, I'll cover that too. But if it's just one story, I will always wait. But the PORCHLyTEs will always be 10 o'clock Eastern time. I can tell you that right now. No matter what, 10 o'clock Eastern time. Craig's Corner will always be about noon Eastern time. Those are my times. I've heard people say what times, and it is hard to do because I work 3/12s. So that's what I'm looking to do at that point. Okay? So that's pretty much it. So noon for Craig's Corner, Eastern time, and the other time, PORCHLyTE, 10 o'clock Eastern time. So each show should run about an hour. So now if there's guests, it may run a little bit longer, but I'm trying to keep it from anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour with a guest. But if it's just me, I may be here longer. With you guys. So I'm going to scroll through. Does anybody have any questions about the content? I mean, anybody, about the content or any gaming. So yeah, I agree. Nobody's asked for PS5. I don't disagree with that. Yeah. So I just think it's something that they're floating, to keep it going. So, man, Andrew, man, you rolling up there. I see it. Yeah, $30,000 or $300,000 home and 90. Congratulations, brother. Congratulations. So, why is everybody putting down 30 FPS? I don't know. It's a console. I don't have a problem with it. And a lot of the games that I like, they'll have frame rate drops to 20, 28. It's not like it's doing it all the time. I do one of the better games is Witcher 3. What everybody considers it to be one of the better games. And I know when Sony did their updates, one of the updates, maybe the 3rd or 4th update of Witcher 3, the frame rate drop was so bad that I quit playing the game. And for 2 weeks until another patch came out, then I went back to play it again. So again, I don't mind 30 FPS at all. And that's just me though. It's a console. So, and I believe if you want 60 FPS, you ought to be gaming on a PC, because then you can play everything at 60 FPS. I mean, it doesn't matter. It can be the worst graphical looking game ever out there. So it's still 30 FPS or 60. So yeah, pretty good on the toilet. Okay. Yeah, I guess that'll work too. So I see, Brian, you don't like racing games. Okay. Well, yeah, understand racing games were real big on PS1 and PS2 back then. I mean, we had Project Gotham Racing, we had Ridge Racer, Gran Turismo, we had stuff like that. So, so to see all these racing games coming out for me is good. It's a throwback. But I understand, yeah, one racer is a racer game. A racing game is a racing game to a lot of people. So. No Racer Beast Drive Club. Well, we have to wait and see about Gran Turismo. But yeah, Drive Club is pretty good. It checks all the boxes. So graphically, I don't disagree. Weather-wise, yeah, Drive Club is major good. So, You don't like playing fighting games? Yeah, fighting games to me will always be arcade stuff. So whether it's Mortal Kombat or all that for me, let me make this clear, the X-Men games, all that for me, you know, what was it? Final Fight, all those type of games, the Punch-Out game, those are arcade games. That's, you know, nothing bad about them being on console though, but just kind of like, all right, I've already played that type of game before. So the burial of the Xbox. See, I think Xbox is going to do good this holiday season because I think 4K movies are going to come down exponentially. They have to. I went to go buy Wonder Woman in 4K, and it was bad, man. It's to pay that money for just a little bit. And like a friend of mine told me, with 4K UHD stuff, because I don't have a sound bar or anything like that I live in an apartment, so you don't want something too loud in your apartment. But there's no reason to get a UHD movie if you're not looking at it and then enjoying the sound as well, because the sound in UHD is also better. But that's just my opinion. I'm not here to knock it. If somebody has the opposite, that's cool too. That is cool too. That's just me. So, and yes, sound bars are anyway. I know what you're going to say. You can get a sound bar for $29.99. Yes, you're right. But when you're in an apartment, a sound bar isn't it's not the most important thing, because you got neighbors downstairs and across the hall and next to you, and you don't want anything up that's going to blow them out. You may love it, but it's going to blow them out too, and that they may not love it. So, who would actually play Doom on a Switch? I don't know. I wouldn't, but a lot of people, you know, are liking the Switch. So, and Switch is selling well. Let's keep it 100%. Switch is selling well. So, you know, it is what it is. So, all right, I'll watch the thing for GT Sport. Like I said, I just found out it's mostly online, so that's disappointing. That is disappointing. Let me make that clear. So, with that said, however, I need to see what exactly it's going to entail online. And if it's mostly going to be online, then I'm going to be like, I'll wait for the other Gran Turismo game. So we'll have to wait and see, though. So, yeah, there's no media bias. I don't know why people are still on that, but, you know, all right, you know, like I said, I would not engage media bias. Another 4K TV video next month. I sure will, brother. Yes, sir. No problem. So, the 4K tacos slamming. Yeah. I'll put up the other channel. I'll do it Monday. Yeah, I'll do it on Monday because I forgot the link. I forgot to link it. So, and that's my fault. But I will see if I will go ahead and do that on. I can't do it now because I'm live on this channel. But yeah, the other day, it's hard to explain. I could not interact in the chat like I'm doing now. I could move it up and down, but I could not type things in the chat. And then yesterday, when I was on with Titanfall Princess on the Irish podcast, everything worked fine. So I don't know if it's something, I didn't know what had happened. And I got an email from YouTube that said you know, I faxed YouTube and all that stuff, or Google, and they emailed me and they said that they were updating a bunch of stuff. And that is why you now see you can sponsor a channel via YouTube, because they pretty much have demonetized everything. Now, if you personally, again, put money, it's a minimum of $5. I think. Or what? It has nothing to do with ad revenue. What they in essence did is they separated, monetize their videos with ads from the people who were getting donations. Now, if you're just going to be donation only, you can demonetize your channel. So what I'm going to do tomorrow is demonetize my channel. That's fine, but I'm going to demonetize the channel. So, you know, so hopefully in the next week, no more commercials. So even though I thought I was a big shot because a Star Wars Battlefront 2 commercial ran on the channel, and I just thought, oh my God. So yeah, I felt really like, wow, that's, if somebody had told me a year ago that a Star Wars Battlefront trailer would have ran on my channel, I would have smacked you. But thanks to you guys, that actually happened. So I thank you all. Big hug. Again, no homo. Big hug to everybody for that. DAP, high five, just however you want to take it. Big shout out to all you guys that are subbed and for allowing that to happen. Because the bottom line is that doesn't happen unless you guys are subbed to me. So do you want to post? Yeah, you can post a link, Savage Yuga. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, like I said, I don't know if I can do it from here without losing the entire podcast. But so Destiny sucks. Okay. So I appreciate it, iDie. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Very, very nice of you to say that. So so I see UK is up 10 points on Florida. So we've your UK hasn't beaten Florida in 30 years. Some of you all weren't even born yet. So yeah, rest in peace, Carrie Fisher. Yeah, Savage Yuga, thank you very much. He posted a link for the new channel. So everybody go over there and sub. If you want to, sub, hit the like button, stuff like that. So again, because if you don't sub, the PORCHLyTE podcast may go and you may not be there. It's not that I'm not doing them, but I don't want you guys to miss it unless you want to miss it. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and what you got to understand about Gradia Legends about Carrie Fisher is she was an extremely successful playwright. Okay, she was a script doctor, she was a playwright, and her postcards from the edge, that was sensational. If nobody's watched it, so. Well, thank you all. Yeah, and again, thank you all. That again, the new channel. I'm still going to do the same stuff I do. Okay, it's just I'm putting it on a different channel because there's going to be different topics. They're going to be uncomfortable for some people. It's going to be hard to talk about them as well, just to make it 100%. So if you're not into that, I need to separate you all from the ones that don't mind that. And it's no diss on nobody. It is no diss on nobody, okay? So, but, if you're just wanting to listen to me about games, that will be on the regular channel that you're sub to now. That will always be on that channel. But I need to try to start a second channel for the other stuff. Even the PC podcast will more than likely be on the Craig's Corner, the one that you guys are sub to. Okay, the PC podcast and then the political stuff and the urban legend podcast, that will be on the second channel. Okay, so that's more than likely what I'm going to do. So more than likely. So yeah, I'll still be the voice of Xbox. Why Halo Store? Because I am the voice of Xbox. That's why. Xbox people needed a better fan. So Xbox needed a better fan. So, and yeah, I want to be on the mode of what a Randall Thor's doing and stuff like that. I was a sub of Muscle Bound Gamer, but, after, he tried to start a separate, try to cover different things, and the Xbox community threatened to leave his channel. And that guy was just trying to expand what he was doing. So, and so I'm announcing it now. And because, like I said, I did pre-order an Xbox X because I have a gaming channel. With that said, if they don't announce different versions of the games that I'm on, especially with Assassin's Creed, I will cancel my pre-order. And I only put $50 down on it. I put 50. Okay. And I got no problem canceling my pre-order and putting that $50 on the of the PC. Because I could get the RAM of the PC for about $58. So that's what I'm waiting on. Because D-Batch is an Xbox guy, and he said that they told him at the whatever he was at, that event he was at in Canada, that Assassin's Creed was going to be 1080p 60 mode. So we'll wait and see. I'm waiting to see. I pre-ordered based on that. And if it's not, it's not. but it won't be on me. I'll just cancel my pre-order. So the voice of Xbox. Yeah, there you go. So, well, I mean, again, yeah, Muscle Bound Gamer, again, it's no, look, I like his channel, but when you announce to your subs that you're trying to expand to cover Sony and Nintendo, his subs threatened to quit. Now, to me, he wussed out because he said he wouldn't do it. So that to me is disappointing. Let me make that clear. So I unsubbed to him, but I told him why I was unsubbing. So hopefully he starts another channel to cover that. So, so yeah, it is. It's easy to see here. That's what I say. I was told what the next PlayStation was more than likely going to be, but I can't run with it because it's total speculation. But I can tell you that the specs, the same people that told me a lot about the Xbox X that was right about 80% of the stuff. They didn't get the price right because Microsoft pulled VR out first party. I mean, they were going to do a VR system and stuff like that. They didn't do it. Fine. I got no beef with that. They made everything cheaper. If they put VR with that console, the console would have been about $800, give or take. But they didn't do it. Shout out to them. They made it so that people can buy the console cheaper. So with that said, however, these same two people are like, yeah, here are your specs for the PS5. And they're pretty confident. They are pretty confident. So, and they just told me to sit on it. But rest assured, once it starts coming out, you can come here and I will let you all know. But I can tell you it will be more powerful than the PlayStation 4 Pro. That's all. That's as far as I can go with it, because I'm sure they'll be listening later on and they'll cuss me out if I tell you anything else. But PlayStation 4 Pro, you can see the specs itself. That's you can go see what those are. Then you can just imagine something more powerful than that and go with that. You know, that's it. You know, I can sit there. So thank you, iDie, for the support. So yeah, I mean you got to understand the whole propaganda and people telling you guys what you want to hear. What in essence happened was there's a group of people online that understand that people want to justify what they bought. So they realize if they lie about it, what else can you do to them? They just lie. And the lying led to a lifestyle because they started getting hits on their channels. They started driving traffic. And the people who bought the Xbox did not want to hear that Sony's console was cheaper and was a little more powerful. They didn't want to hear that. They didn't care about that. So they wanted Xbox, and it was look, they took advantage of what other people felt, and that's the way the world is. That's the way entrepreneurship is. You find somebody's weakness and you go on it. So, you know, but we're all fanboys. Let me make that clear. We're all fanboys. All right. But there's fanboys, and then there's people who are just lying to you. So they're just people that are lying to you. So yeah. Shout out to One Stop because he bought a bunch of Xboxes. So, and when somebody buys your product, they have a right to criticize it. What a lot of people in the Xbox community was literally thinking was, well, you bought it, you should not criticize it. So, and that's garbage. I'm just telling you right now, that is garbage. Do not, if you go out tomorrow and order DirecTV, and then DirecTV comes out to your house on Tuesday and they hook up your DirecTV, and then you're getting crappy service, you can't get a clear picture, you have every right to come out and say, I don't like DirecTV. But what happened with the Xbox is that people complained about the Xbox that legitimately had legitimate issues with it, and there were people within the Xbox community that did not want to hear it. So that's just the reality, folks. That's not me dissing anybody that did it. But they found an audience, and when they found their audience, they could not stop with the BS. They just kept coming out, and they eventually all found each other, and they reinforced the lie. So, but as far as Xbox being the most powerful console, I don't blame them for marketing it that way. This is somebody direct messaged me this. I don't care that they marketed it that way, because that's the truth. And also, they don't have a whole lot of games for it. They're basically saying you need to go back and play the older games. Now, let me tell you all, keep it 100% with you, a lot of the Xbox games that were honestly $16 to $29, they've gone up. They're anywhere from $36 to $44. So you're going to be paying more money for those games. It's just a reality, because the games now are enhanced. So the market people, so it'd be the GameStops and stuff like that, they can charge you more for it. Still the same game as far as content. Let me make that clear. As far as content is concerned, but it's going to look a little bit better. Okay, it's going to look a little bit better. Yeah, now some are like, yeah, Airhawk, I did pre-order it. I paid $50 at Walmart. That's my pre-order. So I don't want anybody to think I didn't do it. I did do it. Let me, here's that noise. That's the receipt. And again, if they don't announce Assassin's Creed being 1080p 60 here in the next 15 days, I'm going to cancel the pre-order. So it's not a big deal to me. So there is a second SKU of the Xbox out there, and it's for a 500 gigabyte model. So it's for a 500 gigabyte model. Now, you're going to say, well, who's going to buy that? That's their second SKU that you've been hearing about. Okay. So they don't have a second SKU for an Xbox XX or whatever you want to call it, Xbox X2. They don't have that yet. Okay. They're banking on this. This is their Hail Mary. This is their, this is their fog light in the mist, however you want to call it. So if this doesn't sell well, this will be the last Xbox ever done. And again, it's the most powerful Xbox ever created. So they've delivered on that. So now you have to make up your mind on whether it's worth it. I don't think it's worth $500, but that's my opinion. And I specifically said, hey, look, if the Xbox community drops some money into the PayPal to cover half of it, I will go and actually physically buy the console. No problem. But, that's not happened yet, and that's cool too. So, but guys, if there are no more questions, I'm going to bounce like a bad check. So, so I'm going to bounce. Yeah, Sony is not blocking crossplay. They actually wanted crossplay at the beginning of the generation. Microsoft did not want it, which was fine. But now Microsoft wants it, and Sony's like giving them the Heisman pose. Like, yeah, we're not going to do it because you said no already. So and that's not come out yet, but it's starting to getting some legs. So Psycho is Saturday night. He's probably out riding his bike. It's cool. So yeah. It's simply not what they're marketing it. No, Xbox One X is being marketed correctly. It's the most powerful console on market. So that's the way they're marketing it. So, and I don't blame them, because they don't have a lot of exclusive content with the box. So with that said, however, hurting it as far as people are still buying it. People are still going to buy the console, which is good. Okay, that's good. So, again, I don't have an issue with the console itself. My thing is what I saw at E3 is not worth the price. So, but what I saw, but it doesn't matter that's just me. I'm one person in out of millions. That's why when that guy Cam came on and said, we're trying to tell people not to go buy it. No, I will never tell you what to do with your own money. Trust me. I will, except for if you want to support. That's one thing, but I'm not going to tell you what to go buy and what not to buy. That's crazy. So, but that is it. I'm going to get on out of here. And so shout out to everybody that was here. Again, just recapping, Skyrim on the, I don't know if I hit that or not. Skyrim on the VR, it's VR on the Pro, and it's not getting good reviews, folks. This is just early reviews. The people that have had it said it's not that good. It's really clunky. So shout out to Bethesda for supporting it. and they may make it better, but right now it is garbage. Garbage. According to the reviews, I don't have firsthand on it because I don't have a VR system, but just FYI, it's garbage right now. So, but again, big shout out to everybody that went out and bought Project Cars as well, because Project Cars is selling very well. So it's selling well. So Quantum Break is running. Yeah, it's not false marketing. Quantum Break is 1440p at, is it 30? Or I can't remember. It's 30 FPS. So I don't have an issue with it, but I already knew months ago that they weren't going to be able to get everything to 4K. So that's just the reality. It's unfortunate that there were people out there that thought everything was going to be 4K 60, but the reality is it's not. But yeah, I'm going to buy Quantum Break probably in a couple weeks. So because I want to check it out. So, but what's going on, the rum or the root ham? I'm sorry. So, yeah. Yeah, well, Savage, everybody knows you're not a corporate slave, so you can kill that noise. So, but don't worry about it. So, they are advertising it as 4K, but it upscales to 4K. Okay, so the source is 1440p, and then it's going to upscale to 4K. So technically, it's 4K. It's upscale, but the source, it doesn't matter. Like, look, I am technically playing Mass Effect. I'm talking about the prequel, if you want to call them that, the first 3 games. I'm playing all those games on the Xbox backwards compatible. I've told the television, the Xbox, to go ahead and source it at 1080p, but the television spreads the pixel count out so that I get a 1080p source picture all the way up to 2160p. Now, is Mass Effect 2 4K? No. Is it being outputted as close to 4K as it can be? Yes. So it technically is. So if the Pro had 4K texture, there wouldn't be any reason for an Xbox. I mean, again, there's not a huge thing on 4K textures there, Spartan God, and you know better than me that all that kind of stuff, you should be gaming on PC. The game is broken, really? Project Cars? Oh my God. Oh yeah, Project Cars 1. Project Cars 2, allegedly, according to Car and Driver, the magazine Car and Driver, it's like really good. So but if the first was broken and you want to pause on it, I understand that. So your arguing points is trash is a Xbox burrito. Hey, that Xbox burrito is pretty good. So so it's an ugly game. Okay. I don't know. I'm gonna be getting it. So the 1S upscales. Yeah. It upscales to 4K if you have a 4K TV. Again, the TV does the upscale automatically. It automatically does it. So that's what I was on the with Next Gen when he called me Pony Craig. That's what I was trying to tell him. The Xbox S does upscale to 4K. It does it for you. So as long as you have a 4K TV, if you got a 1080p TV, then your native source is 1080p. So it is what it is. So. You know, I agree. I die. Yeah, upscaling, rendering two different monsters. I agree. So, yeah, it stretches to fit your screen. You're 100% correct. Yeah, they didn't add any extra assets to the backwards compatible games. You're right about that. So, but I'm not saying that they did. That's not what I'm saying at all. But guys, I'm gonna bounce on out of here like a bad check. So. Yeah, logic is blurry. Yeah, I guess it is, Halo Storm. Yeah. But again, a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people may not know that if something is rendered at 2160p, it doesn't have to be upscale. But if it's at whatever, 1600p, then the TV will take that 1600p, which is already a higher resolution, and upscale it. So it will, a 1600p upscale to 2160p looks better than the same image at 1080p. It just does. It just does. So Star Wars Battlefront Alpha, when I watch it on my 4K television, it's 1080p. The Digital Foundry footage is 1080p. But when I watch it on my television, it upscales to 4K. So it upscales to 4K. So it is what it is. So people downgraded it. Yeah, look who downgraded it though, Spartan God. A bunch of Xbox guys that are now getting 4K checkerboarded games too. Again, you got to quit letting them define everything. There's nothing wrong if you go out and spend extra money on the X or the Pro. You just need to understand that you need to have a 4K TV to take advantage of it. That's why I did the 4K television thing, and I'll do it again next week. I got no problem. Or next week or next month. So I'm gonna do it up to November. Then Black Friday, you're on your own. My goal is that to make sure you understand what you're buying. What you buy and what you're looking for is totally up to you. But you need to know what you're going to buy, why it does, what it does, how that affects you, whether you're watching a movie or playing video games or both. So again, I'm trying to be as good an aggregate source as I can be. I'm not perfect. I will get it wrong sometimes. If I'm wrong, I have no problem doing a correction video or being corrected right there on the spot. It's not a big deal to me. I think that's largely a lot of the problem of what's going on YouTube. So as guys don't want to be, they want to come out, say something, and if it's proven wrong, all they have to do is do a correction and say, hey, look, I got that wrong. They won't say anything. And then it leads to the exposed videos and stuff like that. So, and Titanfall Princess is right. Despite those people being exposed, they gained a whole lot more subs because they were pushing a certain narrative. So, and the narrative overrode the facts. It is what it is. So, yeah, Digital Foundry did confirm the whole thing with Quantum Break. It's an enhanced game. Now, when you buy Quantum Break, if you repurchase it, and if you look at the Xbox thing, it doesn't say 4K. I believe it just says enhanced. Okay, it does not say 4K. So it is what it is. So, and if it doesn't say that, then and they put it out and they say it's 4K, it's a 4K game. You need to understand Microsoft doesn't care if you only hit the 2160p buffer one time out of 1,000 hits, refresh times. They can still claim, not just them, all of them can claim it's 4K. All of them, not just Microsoft. So, it is what it is. So, yeah, third-party independent testing is important. And, yeah, everybody should rely on that. It's this, you got to understand it's a console. And now you can argue with me and say, it's legitimate. If you want to say that, hey, at $500 for what I'm getting, it makes more sense to me. Now, look, that's I can't argue that point. Just to me as a consumer, I will always look at the quantity of what Microsoft is bringing, and based on the quantity, it's not enough there. With that said, however, I'm one person out of millions. So, if you think the main thing is what you think, not what I think. I've already made up my mind. So I do have one pre-ordered, but I have to wait and see what they're going to have. And if they don't have a whole lot, I'll cancel the pre-order. But I'm a big Assassin's Creed guy, and if they're going to have a 1080p 60 version, then I got to really look into that, okay? That's it. That's all I did. So, yeah, I'll make him a mod here on the next go-around. So yeah, I'll go ahead and make him a mod. So you can expose the whole gaming industry. So there we go. He's a moderator now. So, but yeah, like I said, starting in October, I will change the moderators. That's still going to happen. That will still happen. So, and I'm going to do that once a month. I'll keep 3 moderators all the time. They will be the people that donate. Okay, the first group of people that donated will always be moderators. So because that's the least I can do for them. Okay, that's the least I can do for them. So, you know, just it is what it is. It's the least I can do, and it's okay. So, and then if you want to say, well, Craig, you're selling moderate. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. The people that donated for the PC will always be the moderators. Okay, they'll be the moderators. So, and that's just the reality. So, like I said, King Show Enough comes into the podcast chat. He will be a moderator because he gave for the PC. That's how I bought the camera. J-Dub donated the GPU. So they're mods for life. You know, as long as I'm alive and I do YouTube, they will always be mods. So, and you know, it's not like King Show Enough does not come into the chat a whole lot. So shout out to him though for being a stand-up guy. But with that said, guys, are there any more questions on the programming change, I should call it? I sound like a program director. Are there any questions on the programming change? So, you know, yeah, Halo Storm, yeah, because of what happened before. Yeah, I'm keeping you. Yeah, just understand that. Yeah, I'm keeping the same mods, but when October 1st hits, yeah, Halo Storm, you'll still be a mod through October, of course. Yeah, that's what I told you. I wasn't bullshitting you. Okay. I'm being straight up. So because of what happened. So, but some of the other mods will change. So it's just the way I'm gonna do it. I think that's fair because I think everybody should have at least the minimum one month to be able to moderate podcasts. So, and I understand that there may be other people that sub that are just going to only listen to the urban legend part. There may be people who want to just listen to the the comic book movie stuff. Y'all just going to have to make room. You know what I'm saying? So, and don't be disrespectful to them because that's a hard audience to get at because me trying to break into that, there are a shit ton of channels, great channels on YouTube that talk about comic books and comic book movies. I mean, great channels. Shout out to Comic Book Cast, huge guy. Comic Books Explained. If you need a timeline explained, go check that guy out. Check out my boy Charlie, Emergency Awesome. He is truly awesome when it comes to comic books. He knows who drew the shit. He knows what you know, when it came out, the release date of the comic books, how many people worked on the scripts. He is truly awesome. So, yeah, now look, the devs who did Need for Speed Horizon Turn 10, they're working on another open world game. So hopefully they do a whole bunch of stuff. So, but if anybody have any questions, if you all are still confused about 4K, at this point, there's nothing I can do for you. You get an F because it's been explained about as much as I can explain it to my knowledge. Okay. Again, true 4K is 4086p. That's movie quality when you go to the movies. 2160p is consumer or commercial 4K. And dynamic 4K, checkerboarding 4K, those are just technique to use to get to 2160p. Checkerboarding is more stable because you're usually going from a higher resolution, higher than HD, which is usually 1600, 1400, 1800, and you're upscaling to 4K, so you get better looking pictures, not more assets. Where Xbox is trying to kind of delineate itself is not only is it going to give you the higher HD, 16, 14, whatever, they're going to do high to mid settings on games. Mid to high, high to ultra with their ultra settings on their first party games. Some third party games like Tomb Raider, will be at ultra for third party. Again, that's a reality of the situation. That's a reality. So, and yeah, there are going to be some games, and like I told you, there are going to be some games that do look and run better on that console, and it should because it's a newer console. With that said, I personally don't think it's doing a whole lot more. That's why I said it's doing a little bit more. That's what I mean. So what is your question there? Forza has been better than Need for Speed since second Forza game. That's your opinion. I don't know if it has been. I haven't played Need for Speed in a while. I switched to Gran Turismo. So nothing wrong with Need for Speed, though, if that's what you like. So yeah, more texting. So no, I don't ignore your comments. I just didn't see it. I'm trying to check out of here. Plus, I'm buzzed. I am buzzed. So, you know, Craig, is this channel dead? No, this channel is not dead, okay? I simply, for everybody who doesn't understand, Craig's Corner will always be noon till 1 o'clock Eastern time. It always will be. The PORCHLyTE podcast will always be after 10 o'clock. This 10 o'clock, if you see in your little window that will pop up, if you hit the reminder or something like that, the PORCHLyTE podcast will always be at 10 o'clock Eastern time. Now, with the PORCHLyTE podcast, it will cover urban legends and politics, okay? And that is a separate channel. The Craig's Corner will have what I'm doing with gaming and also what I'm going to do with gaming, and then I will do PC. The PC podcast will be on Craig's Corner. It will just say PC podcast, and it may be talking about the difference between a 1080 Ti and a 1080 or 1070. It's just I'm gonna start doing stuff like that. So it is for me because I got to learn it too. But again, urban legends, which covers UFO, Bigfoot, all that stuff. That when you see urban legends, that's what it'll be. All right, urban legends will cover that. If it says politics. If it says comics, it will cover all comic book movies, but predominantly it will cover the Black Panther movie coming out in February. So, and again, I'm not going to start that till 100 days before Black Panther is announced, and they haven't announced a release date yet. We got a release month, not a release date. So, let's see, who are these people who need a chance to mod? Well, when new people come in, Spartan God, I will see if I can go ahead and make them mods, okay? So so somebody else is drunk too, I see. You getting on the couch podcast tomorrow? If Fox sends me an invite and if my cable is still turned on. I'm not, I don't know when they're going to shut that down. So I need to pay that bill. Real talk, I got to pay that bill. So I may wake up tomorrow and all the lights be blinking on my router for all I know. So, so just for everybody to know, that's going to be the difference in the podcast. So the PC podcast and stuff like that will still be on Craig's Corner with the gaming stuff. Literally, that won't change, guys. But if you want to hear the political podcast, the urban legend podcast, the comic book stuff podcast, and that's what I'm going to call it. It's going to be called the Comic Book Stuff Podcast. It's going to be called PORCHLyTE Podcast Comic Book Stuff. When that pops up, if you're coming in to hear me talk about gaming, I will not be talking gaming unless there's a significant development during the evening. That'll be seriously, because if not, I'll just cover that on the next Craig's Corner. So it is what it is. So, but does anybody have any questions about what I just said? Literally, that way everybody kind of knows. I started the new channel the other day, and I wasn't able to announce it. So because I didn't know what was going on with the other channel, this channel, but now I know what's happening. So I'm able to talk with you guys in the mod. So I'll just test it here. I'm just going to say what's up. So, but basically what YouTube did is they moved my channel just to be directly supported by the gamers. So if you all want to donate directly to the channel, you can go and donate directly to the channel. If you don't, that's fine too. But that's what YouTube did. And shout out to Jimmy B Gaming because he explained it real well the other day as well. But I didn't know they were doing that to me. I didn't know that until they emailed me. So, and because I could not, like, I just put what's up in the chat. I couldn't do that the other day. Starting Wednesday, I couldn't do that. And all of a sudden yesterday, I was able to do that. So I don't, you know, then I got an email and it said, here's why. So, but anybody got any questions about the program changes? So any questions about the program changes? So, you know, like I said on my Twitter feed, if you follow me on Twitter, again, nothing has changed. I'm just breaking the channel. I'm trying to expand the channel, but in order for me to do that, I don't know if how mixing the audiences will do. So, you know, it's not, nothing's wrong. It's just I'm just trying to expand the channel. So, yeah, yeah. Horizon Zero Dawn is sexy Aloy. Yeah, Aloy is my girlfriend, so leave her alone. But that is it, guys. I'm gonna get on out of here. It's 10:30. I went longer than I thought I was going to go. So that's about it. And you guys, this is it. I am going to sign on out now. I'm clicking over. I'm trying to click over. So that is it, guys. The porch light is now off. And if you go out tonight, wear white. Take it easy. Peace.